I'm Gail Warner. I'm an interviewer with the Rodeo Historical Society. This is November 11th, and we're at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, and I am visiting with Michael Gaughan, who has been honored with the Ben Johnson Memorial Award, which he will receive this evening. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Michael is the owner of South Point Casino and Equestrian Center on Las Vegas Boulevard, right on the edge of town, Enterprise.
It is at South Point Hotel.
Hotel,
And
okay.
casino. And Equestrian
Where were you
Center.
born and when, Michael?
Born in 1943 in Omaha, Nebraska.
And who were your parents, their names, and what did they do for a living?
My father was John D., called Jackie, and he was a bookmaker and a gambler.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother was Roberta Rem, out of Hastings, Nebraska.
Okay, all right. And did you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I had one brother.
One brother. And his name?
He was John Francis.
Okay.
He-
Older or younger?
Younger, and he's deceased.
I see. Okay. How old were you when you moved to Las Vegas?
8 years old.
8 years old. Okay. You went to school there in Las Vegas, and did you go to college?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you go to college?
I went to USF for 2 years, University of San Francisco for 2 years. I went to Creighton University for 2 years and got an undergraduate degree in accounting. And I went to USC and got a master's in labor relations.
In what?
Labor relations.
Oh, I see.
Highly educated. You never know it.
How old were you when you started working, and what did you do?
When I started working, I think I worked, when I was 14, I worked one summer at the Flamingo Hotel pool.
At the pool? Waiting on people, or
Yeah,
cleaning,
just-
or what?
Yeah,
All of the above?
all the above. Right.
Okay.
That was the best job I ever had.
Best job?
Yes, it was downhill from there.
Oh, my. You're gonna be fun. You're gonna be fun. Did you ever have a job that was not with a hotel or casino?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I read somewhere where you had a dealer's school,
Yeah, that was back in about 1968.
and you taught people to handle the cards.
Right.
That's interesting. How many would you have in a class, or did you do it individually?
No, it was somewhat individually, but the classes would be around 20 to 25, 21 dealers, 7 to 10 crap dealers.
How many, did you ever fail anybody? I mean, can everybody learn to handle cards?
Almost everyone.
Almost everyone.
I think I had a few that did not make it.
Uh-huh.
Very few.
Yeah, okay. When you started buying, the first hotel that you bought,
I never bought. I leased. I was licensed at the age of 23 for the Cortez. Later in '72, I leased the Royal Inn Hotel, put a casino there, and I built my first hotel, the Barbary Coast, in 1979.
okay, all right. And did you buy, I read somewhere you bought a stake in the Golden Nugget.
No, I became partners with Steve Wynn in 1974 to 1979.
Okay,
The Golden Nugget was a public company.
okay. All right, what now?
It was a public company.
Okay, I see, all right. And tell me about the South Point. It was not called South Point in the beginning.
No, I had 5 hotels under Coast Resorts, and I merged with Boyd Gaming. The South Point's original name was South Coast. It began being built as a coast a property, got opened as a Boyd property. After about 2-3 years in the corporate world, I got out and took the South Coast back. as their buyout, and we changed it to South Point.
I
It
read
was
some.
about 2000, so I think South Point opened up in 2004, and in 2006 was in South Point.
And you have expanded it greatly.
Yes.
And it is quite an operation. That's where I stay when I'm out there. I'm out there during national finals as the hostess at the gold card room. So I'm.
God love you.
And I love it. I love it. I've stayed other places too, but
I'm a gold card holder.
good. Well, come to the gold card room then. You're more than welcome. Okay. Tell me, how did you get started with the cowboys and the rodeo world?
Back when I was in Nebraska, I went to rodeos. When I went to Las Vegas, I went to rodeos.
Mhm.
Rodeos got to be kind of dull. In 1983, they borrowed my airplane 3 times to fly to Colorado Springs to try to bring the rodeo to Las Vegas.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that was my only involvement.
Mhm.
And 1985, the rodeo came to Las Vegas. This is part of my talk tonight. 1987, Las Vegas Events asked me to come on their board and become a member of the National Finals Rodeo Committee, which I politely and promptly turned down.
Mhm.
25 minutes later, I got a call from a fellow named Benny Binion. We were raised with the Binion children. My father's was a close friend of Mr. Binion's.
Mhm.
I went to grade school and high school with 3 of his children.
Brenda?
But Brenda was one of the older girls.
She was older than you?
Yeah, she was, when I was a freshman, she was a senior.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And Ted was a sophomore and Becky was in the 8th grade.
Mhm.
And he had asked me if that fellow had called me, if you know him, if you ever dealt with Benny Binion. And I said, yes, he did. And he said, what do you think? I said, well, I kind of turned it down, sir. And he says, well, reconsider. And I said, well, I started to give him the same argument that I'd given
Mhm.
Herb McDonald, who was director of Las Vegas Events. And about 10, 15 seconds into it, he said, reconsider, and he hung up.
So you did?
I've been on the Las Vegas Events and the NFRC for 36 years. I'm the longest member on both boards.
Wow. Wow. So you've seen a lot of
Benny might come
changes.
back. Pardon?
I said you've seen a lot of changes.
Oh.
Yeah, and been part of a lot of the changes. Yeah. What about cowboys appeals to you?
I was raised with motorcycles and horses.
Mhm.
Well, my wife is involved deeply in the cutting horse. My wife, my daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter are all in the cutting horse.
Mhm.
They're the real cowboys in the family.
Mhm. Did Brenda and Mindy did cutting too, didn't they?
Very little, but they
Yeah.
what they did.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And you going back to what you have out there in Vegas, is you also got the rights to have slot machines in the airport.
I've had that for about 38 years.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That has got to be a business that is so unique.
I'm on a 5-year contract.
5-year contract, so every 5 years you have to renew it?
38 years ago,
Uh-huh.
we've never renewed the contract.
I understand you've held a casino license in Nevada longer than anyone else. Is that correct?
I've had a casino license longer than anybody in the country.
Is that right? Well, that's amazing.
Well, the only state that had gambling was Nevada.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've had a license for about 57 years.
Okay. You brought NASCAR. You had a lot to do with NASCAR coming to Vegas, didn't you?
Not really.
You didn't?
I got involved, after they got here, I got involved with it.
Oh,
I got
okay.
involved with it.
Okay. And that was 99 to 2007 is what I have, that it was in Vegas. Is that about?
Oh, it's still there.
It's still there.
But the racetrack, they have to.
Now,
they have
is
two.
Brendan your son?
Yes.
And he was a driver?
Yeah, he was driving NASCAR.
Was he interested in it before it came to Vegas, or?
Oh, yeah, he was an off-road racer who converted over to stock cars and eventually NASCAR.
And how long did he do that?
You see, he started driving at 15 in the desert, and he quit about 4 years ago. In fact, he's back running the bar 1,000 as we speak this weekend. So he retired from NASCAR anyway, and he races about 2-3 times in the desert.
Okay. Tell me about your family. Where'd you meet Paula?
Paula was the sister of the head cashier at the Cortez.
Oh.
And she was from Southern California.
Okay. And you married in what year?
Married,
How long have you been married?
about a little under 50 years.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And she was a horsewoman.
She became, well,
Oh, after you married.
well, that was about, I think my daughter was about 3 or 4 years old, and she came to me one day and said, Katie wanted a horse. And I said, if she can draw a horse, I'll get her a horse. She drew a cow. And
So then what did you do?
and that one horse was led to a lot of things.
She drew a cow.
Yeah.
Oh, how old was she?
About 3, 4 years old.
Okay, all right, you've got Brendan and you've got, tell me about your kids.
I got 2 from a prior marriage, Mike and John, and then I got Brendan.
All right, you've got Brendan and you've got, tell me about your kids.
I got 2 from a prior marriage, Mike and John, and then I got Brendan and Kate.
Okay.
And Brendan, Kate's always been my favorite.
You have a favorite. You admit you have a
Yes,
favorite.
Well, the boys all accuse me of that anyway. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. I really do.
She'll be here tonight.
That's great. And a lot of them are involved in the hotel, right?
Nope, they got my one son, Brendan makes moonshine and runs a janitorial business.
Oh.
Mike Jr. retired, and John Gaughan runs the horse racing dissemination in Nevada and about half the Indian casinos.
Oh, okay. All right.
So none of them want to work for me.
Oh, I thought, somewhere I read they did. So.
No, one time Mike ran, he ran the Suncoast for me for a while. When I came back, and Mike opened up the South Coast, which is on the South Point. When I moved over, he didn't want to work with me.
Well, I had.
And I didn't like working for my father either. Fathers don't want to pay.
Well, that may be true. My family was in the ranching business, so I went elsewhere, which was pretty common at that time. I had here that Mary was the director of hotel operations and Molly director of human resources. That's Mary and Molly. They're not your family.
No.
Well, for heaven's sakes, I see how wrong.
I've never had a Mary and a Molly.
Oh well,
Katie was chairman of the board for 2 operations in Mesquite that just sold last week.
Okay. Grandchildren. How many grandchildren?
9.
9. Any great grandchildren?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. And Paula is pretty involved in organizations within Las Vegas that she.
Primarily cutting.
Primarily cutting. Okay. Well, you have an awful lot out there at the hotel, and that's an amazing facility.
when I put the Equestrian Center in, nobody else had one, so it was, and it's done quite well.
Well, and I mean, I stayed at the Orleans for years with a friend who had a reunion during the Las Vegas finals, and I wanted to be over, well, I started because I was the hostess at the go-kart room
At the
over
goalpost.
at South Point, and she got ill, and so she was up in her 80s and I wasn't at that time, and I said, when she came out of the hospital, I said, do you want someone to stay with you? And she said yes, so I moved out of South Point and went over to the Orleans and was over there until she quit and couldn't do it anymore. And then I got back to South Point, so I'm very happy to be back there.
You never made the Gold Coast. That was, the Gold Coast was initially the main hotel.
Uh-huh.
After I sold, I think the Boyd people are almost out of the rodeo.
Uh-huh. When PRC came to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
you were actually involved in it before it got there. Were they
No,
already there?
no.
They were already there.
I said I told you before, my only involvement was when they put me in the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. They claimed that I was part of bringing the rodeo to Las Vegas. I just gave them my airplane. And I say that, I just gave them the airplane but because I got later involved, they put me there.
I have here something about, you've got, you have some kind of a connection with John Growney.
I was partners with John and Donnie Kish for a few years in the rodeo business.
And in in rodeo?
In rodeo, oh yeah, rodeo, yeah. Right.
Okay.
In fact, I shared a ranch with Don Kish.
Okay. And is that how you got to know cowboys and that sort of thing?
I think just the fact of being on the NFRC and the rodeo. John Growney is a very uncommon Irish name. Gaughan is a very common Irish name. Growney is not, and they claim all Growneys are related.
Oh.
And the general manager at the Gold Coast when the rodeo got here was a fellow named Mike Growney. And that's how you got to know John. And today, Ryan Growney, his son, runs the Orleans.
Okay.
So they claim, in fact, John's here.
Oh, yes, I saw him last night.
John and Margot were here.
Yeah, for you, because of your induction. Or not induction, but Ben Johnson. Did you know Ben Johnson?
No. But I know his history well.
And you were chosen because Ben did a lot for the rodeo world.
Yeah,
And you've done a lot for the rodeo world.
well, they say I did.
Well,
I did.
yes, I'll say you did, and you are. And that's one of the things that, well, you've done a lot of things that probably people don't even realize. But one of the things that you did is the first problem at the National Finals in Las Vegas was when Brent Thurman got hurt.
Yep.
And you got him back.
How did you know that? Yeah, I took care of the family.
Yeah, you took and you flew his body back to Texas.
I don't know if I flew his body back, but I took care of the family. I've flown a lot of wounded cowboys back, but I don't believe I flew Brent's.
Well, I'm not sure if he was ill or hadn't died yet.
He died. Yeah, he died. He never got out of the hospital.
He did at the hospital in Vegas.
Yeah,
okay.
He was,
well, then your plane, so I had interviewed Brent's mother.
Nice rodeo.
She had an event there. That was the Brent Thurman Memorial.
That was the only. I was there at the event. They named a street in Las Vegas after him.
Great.
No, he was the only person we ever lost at the rodeo.
Uh-huh.
And the bull that stepped on him was not a mean bull.
Just an accident.
It was a sheer accident. Bull.
Did he have a vest on?
That was back in the days when there were no helmets.
They did not do that? Well,
And he fell under the bull.
And it wouldn't have done any good if he had a
No, he got
vest
stuck
on.
in the head.
That was an interesting concept, the vest, and how it all came about. I do history, so I study these things. You also sent Joe Baumgartner.
Really, I flew him 2-3 times.
Yeah.
He was an accident waiting to happen. He should be here tonight, you see.
Good. I haven't seen
He
Joe.
works for me, Joe.
You
Joe
do a
works
lot
me.
for your employees, too. Benny Binion did a lot for his employees. And I know your dad had to be your mentor,
Yeah.
but Benny was,
Benny never said no to me. But Jack was tougher, but Benny never said no.
mhm.
He was very nice to me.
I got to know Brenda because she wanted a book written about her dad. And I encouraged that a lot. We got to be very good friends. I was not a friend that knew her for a long time, but I loved her very much, and she was like a person I'd known all my life because we'd get on the phone and talk for hours.
I was with Clint and Mindy last night.
Yeah, we saw Clint and Mindy, and we're gonna do a toast tonight to Brenda.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I remember like that. Brenda was very, very pro rodeo.
Totally. Of Benny's family, I think she was more like Benny in his love of the cowboys and such, and her background.
Benny got me involved for 2 reasons. Jack didn't want to do it.
Uh-huh.
He didn't trust Ted.
So you were his kid that.
That's how I wound up there.
Uh-huh.
Only because of him.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a bad thing.
No.
Oh dear. You also do a lot for first responders, I understand.
Well, I'm involved in the Air Force a little bit.
You didn't shut down or let anybody go in COVID, did you?
No. And the 4 years before the recession, I didn't either.
That's amazing.
No.
That's amazing that you didn't. That's all. Those are all those reasons why you got this award. It's because you have that Ben Johnson attitude.
I never got to meet John Wayne or Ben Johnson. Two people I always wanted to meet. I never got to meet.
Well, I accidentally met Ben Johnson. We donated a longhorn steer to a fundraiser, and there were about 20 people from Hollywood that came, and Ben and his wife were one of them, and we had a tiny little puppy that his wife just absolutely fell in love with, and that puppy would walk around under the longhorn's feet. And she picked it up and wouldn't let it go. She held it for hours. So anyway, Ben was very natural.
And they said they would. Ben was not a big party guy. In my youth, I went to several functions where if I got there late, John Wayne showed up early and went home.
Mhm.
If I got there early, and if he showed up late, so it was about 4 or 5 times where we're supposed to meet, never met.
Never met. Yeah.
When I had the March 2nd, 1979, he was supposed to open up my friends were bringing him in to open up the Barbary Coast Hotel that
Uh-huh.
night. And about 3 days before was when he went into Southern California hospital the last time. He never
Uh-huh.
came out.
Uh-huh.
So I missed him there by 3-4 days.
Well, it's a great honor, or we feel that it's a great honor, and we're delighted that you're here. And
No, it's very nice. I've been. I don't think I've been to a meeting in 6-7 years, but they won't get rid of me.
You've served on the National Finals Rodeo Committee. You're a board member of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum,
Right.
and
That's here.
longtime sponsor of National Finals and PRCA.
Yeah.
Inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame in 2007. Gaming Hall of Fame in 2009.
Right. National Gaming, yes.
Named the Resist All Man of the Year in 2014.
Well, you're pretty good.
West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame in 2017. And you were honored becoming the PRC Legend of Pro Rodeo in 2017. And the PBR honored you with the Jim Shoulders Lifetime Achievement Award in 2021. You've gotten a lot of awards in the rodeo world. In the rodeo world. What does this one?
This one, this is all I ever wanted to be was in the Hall of Fame here, you know, Cowboy Hall of Fame. I didn't expect this. But this is very unexpected, and very nice.
Right. Well, we are thrilled. So much, your facility and what you have done for the rodeo world probably can't be matched.
There's some other people out there that.
Did you know Jim Shoulders? Did you?
Yep, I met Jim. In fact, I think I talked to his daughter last night here.
Marcy?
Marcy, yeah. I ran to Marcy, but I met Jim at the Gold Coast in the first 3-4 years. He was a friend of mine named Al Breitenbach out of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I met Jim, and Jim always stayed with me.
Did you ever meet Casey Tibbs?
I met Casey Tibbs in Benny Binion's suite. I think what year Benny died. But I met him up in his suite. He was mentally he was in very bad shape. But I met him.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that was they used to put Benny and I on stage on the last night of the rodeo to thank us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing next to Benny. He was in a chair, and Benny turned to me and said, "This is my last rodeo." And I said, "Benny," I said, "Mr. Benny, you'll be around for a while longer." However, and I'd met Casey about 3 days before,
Mm-hmm.
and I said Casey was dying. And Benny died on Christmas. I think Casey died late January or early February. So lost them both within about 2 months of each other.
Casey, the alcohol got to him, but.
We drank a little bit.
But
yes.
I think that Casey Tibbs did as much for rodeo in the early days as anybody did. He wanted to see it improve, and he did a lot with what he had to do.
Well, he was rodeo had a hard time with stars. Casey was one of the first real stars, him and Purple. I had his saddle from the Reno Rodeo Championship for a while, and I donated it to the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Were there other cowboys that you really admired?
Elaine Frost, I knew. I got to know Lane, Tough, and Ty at the same night.
Mm-hmm.
Tough is still a friend of mine, and Ty is still, even though that Tough and Ty don't talk anymore, they're each other. They're both friends of mine. In fact, Tough does an event at the hotel every year. He does one night bull riding at the hotel.
Okay. Okay.
Still.
Tough had a tough time with that accident with Bodacious. That was a tough night. So.
I flew him over a couple times. He had to come back and have surgery about 3-4 months later. His face is titanium. That was a bad accident.
Yeah, that probably got more publicity and anything that ever happened. And Sammy Andrews, you know, finally retired him, which is what he should have done, what he was supposed to do.
So the animal figured out that if he threw, if he jumped straight up and threw his head back and made contact, there'd be no will. And he got quite a few.
I know that Brenda, Mindy, and Clint, that they are all good friends of yours and think so much of you. They have a special ability, all of them. They're so gracious, so.
Clint works for the Las Vegas events on the selection committee for the animals for the rodeo.
I didn't know that. That's great. That's great. Did you get him that position, or how did that?
We got Clint, Robert Edbauer, and Sean Davis go over the Cowboys list every year, make a few changes.
Sean did a great job with the National Finals.
Impossible person, but yes. Did a fabulous job. In fact, Sean's here with Benny tonight, I understand.
Yes. But his ideas and forward thinking and all, I talked to Sean the other day.
He was the deciding vote that brought the rodeo to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He was the chairman of the PRCA, and he could only vote to break a tie. And in '83, he broke the tie.
And a lot of people were unhappy about it, especially Oklahoma City for a long time, because it was a great thing for Oklahoma City. But what Las Vegas did, I don't think it could have been done any better anywhere else.
And Sean wasn't the first general manager, but he was general manager up to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was.
I think the first year somebody else was general manager.
Yeah, manager.
And then he took it over in '86.
Benny Butler has been the assistant general manager for 82 years. I mean, since 1982. He was assistant in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And he's still the assistant general manager.
His family has quite a rodeo history. They're in the 90-some years in the rodeo history. That's a long time to be in it. So, anyway. Well, we certainly appreciate you taking the time to tell us your story. And
thank you for
is there anything else you'd like to say?
And I gotta just thank the hall. This was completely unexpected.
So, well, we're very honored to have you get this award.
Thank you.
Thank you.